Hello guys, it's Pistachio. Today I'll be going over a pad that's been on my desk for roughly around a month now. It is called the InfinityMice The Duel Pad. It was initially launched as a soft bass, but me being an avid enjoyer of denser mid basses kind of averted my interest until one day they announced a set of 7 mids were accidentally manufactured, and I instantly thought, you know what? Maybe it is time that I purchase one. Fast forward some complications with FedEx. It finally landed on my desk. It comes flat packed in a black box with the exact same print as the pad itself, and it's kind of just showcasing two mice characters representing fire and water samurai dueling it out. The print itself is mad nice. There's these vibrant reds, blues, and grey shading on the bodies and weapons. But of course I can't be faffing about the artwork all too much. Getting straight into the base of the pad. It's Poron-esque. If it were real Poron, then the ability to print artwork on it wouldn't really work, as Poron melts or causes huge imperfections. This base suffices. It's nothing that stands out hard. There's a repeating dot pattern across the base that acts as a grip. It doesn't really function super strong or anything, only just enough. If I really move around or go in concentric circles, you can see it starts to kind of rotate and shift all around. That's also with quite a bit of hand drag into it. If you have like heavy hands, or like kind of force the mouse to slow down. And a thing to point out is the warping as well. Out of the box, I was met with my pad having quite a bit of warping issues, as you can see on the sides. But it can be fixed by warming up the pad and placing a big, heavyish box or plate on top of it to flatten it out. I haven't really had any interest in doing so, as I'll probably not be maining this pad, but kind of do have to point these things out. On to the next, being the stitching. The dual pad has some mad tight knit stitching. It's very clean, dense, and it sits roughly on the same height as the surface or even a slight bit lower, which is bloody brilliant for those who might have a tendency to kind of just slide off the sides. But I do think it will cause some fraying over time. And lastly, we have the surface of the pad. It's an untreated cloth pad with a bloody dope artwork. This cloth pad acts as quite a slow pad with a fair bit of initial friction. It leads into a very consistent glide and a very strong stopping power. I've used a couple of different skates to just kind of get a feel of how they'd act and how tiring it would get on my wrists. My way to go is always a fast mouse skate, and for the last while I've been mainly using ceramic dots on my modded Starlight 12. Hard skates are more abrasive to cloth pads than the standard PTFE skates, and does cause the possibility of creating dead spots or inconsistencies, but the Duel is a pretty durable pad. I've consistently used this for the last 3-ish weeks, and it's served me really well as a good middle ground for using a very fast skate on a slow pad. A good thing to point out is also the fact that it acts pretty well against humidity. So here in New Zealand over the summertime, there is on and off days of heavy rain and consistent hot days. Not once have I had the issue of it absorbing moisture as some of my other cloth pads, like a Artisan Zero, for example. So that's pretty cool. And kind of in conclusion, which is very short of, I'd say the InfinityMice dual mousepad is an all-round good control pad. Nothing really fancy or really outstanding besides the sick artwork. There's a bit to improve on when it comes to the surface and base, but for a square of 490mm by 490, it's a pretty great control pad at $45 US, and I reckon it's a pretty cool thing to have. There you go, sweet. I think that kind of wraps it up for everything, and thanks for checking out the video. Peace.